All right, we are in Hartford. We rode from Marion to Parker. From Parker, we went north to Humboldt. Got into Humboldt after dark sometimes, just after dark. Not very much after dark. And I went into town, and I don't know, these black guys hollered out their truck, "What's up, honky?" And I don't know, if they're bold enough to say something like that, they're probably bold enough to mess with me, and I don't know that they was black, but you can only assume they was. They sounded like it anyway. And so I moved on out of that town and came to this town, which is Hartford. And I pulled into Main Street, down Main Street, and there was these two women coming out of a bar, a little bit on the top, lit up side, drunk side, whatever. I said, "Is there a police officer in town?" And they said, "Yeah." Well, they said, "No, but there's one that patrols the area." So they called him up, and he was in town, so he come by, and we talked, and he was really impressed. He thought it was so cool. He says, "That's the problem with people. You can't get them to do anything anymore." He says, I really admire you, you know. He's a really cool sheriff guy. One of the better sheriffs I've ever met. Kind of an older guy, looked like he should be retired. And yeah, he just thought it was awesome. But anyway, at first he says his parks are closed, but the more we talked, he says, "Well, I wouldn't mind if you went down to this certain park. Turtle Creek Park is what this is called. And over there is a cemetery." I said, "Man, if you anything, I don't care what it is. You got a cemetery, a park, fairgrounds, anything, you know, some kind of, just something with a shelter over a roof on it, you know, cement." And he says, "Well, we got this Turtle Creek," and he even started naming off other places I could camp, and I'm like, "No, that Turtle Creek sounds good." So he told me how to get here and everything, and this is where I stayed. I stayed right there. I had a cat somehow, some way, sometime, I do not know when, but I had a cat spray my tarp. I don't understand it. I don't know how or when. But anyway, so I washed it down, and we're just letting it dry. We're supposedly 7 miles from Sioux Falls, and another 10 miles on the other side of that, and I will reach the border of Minnesota. I've only been in Yankton, what, 1, 2, 3 days? That's what I was last time coming through here. 3 days, about 3 days. Last time I went to from Yankton to Vermilion to Beersburg or something like that, and then into Iowa. But this time I'm going into Minnesota from South Dakota. We got a slight north wind. I don't hope it don't get no worse than this. He says you can ride on the highway. The sheriff said you can ride on the interstates in South Dakota. So I can take the 90 all the way to Minnesota if I want to, which I might do. You ride faster on a highway interstate because you got those 18-wheelers and everybody pushing you on down the road with the wind, and usually the shoulder's pretty flat and smooth and everything, and it's a new road usually, you know, one made with one of those machines instead of chip seal. Although I have seen chip seal on interstates, but usually they're pretty good, and you can really make some good time. The only problem is you just get flat tires. That what do you call it? Steel belted wire weaves its way through your tires, and you get a flat tire, and that ain't no good. But oh well, I check them too. I check them every once in a while, make sure there ain't no wire sticking out of them. Pull them out if there is.